This is the story of Domino's Pizza, a delicious brand with thousands of stores worldwide. The founder of Domino's grew up in an orphanage for a part of his childhood. Back then, he probably had no idea what he would amount to in the future. Domino's Pizza was founded by Thomas Stephen Monaghan. He was born on March 25, 1937 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. His father died when he was only 4 years old. His mother had a hard time raising him with his younger brother alone. Sadly, in 1943, Tom, who was then 6, and his little brother James ended up in an orphanage. After spending 6 years in the orphanage, their mother came back for them. The orphanage was run by the Catholic Felician Sisters. There, Tom developed a devotion towards Catholic faith and decided to enter St. Joseph's Seminary with a desire to become a priest. However, he was later expelled from the seminary due to some disciplinary infractions. Since priesthood was obviously not his calling, he decided to join the army in 1956. Funnily enough, instead of the army, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps by mistake. He received an honorable discharge after 3 years. Subsequently, he returned to his hometown and enrolled in the University of Michigan, intending to become an architect. Tom had to find a way to pay for school, so in 1960, he and his brother James borrowed $900 to purchase a small pizza restaurant in Ypsilanti, Michigan, called Domino's. Initially, the deal between the brothers was to split work hours evenly. However, James had a full-time job as a postman which he didn't really want to quit. After 8 months, he traded his share of the business for the full ownership of Volkswagen Beetle, which they used for pizza deliveries. Tom erased the sub sandwiches from the menu. He then created a new insulated pizza box that kept the pizza nice and warm, thus improved his delivery. He soon became popular among college campus students, and by 1965, he had 3 pizzerias in the same county. He wanted his restaurants to share the same branding, but when he asked Dominic DeVarty, the original owner of the Dominics, whether he could use the name for the other 2 pizzerias as well, DeVarty refused. Until one day, one of his pizza delivery guys suggested the name Domino's, and Monaghan loved the idea at once. He officially changed the business name to Domino's Pizza Incorporation. The same year, he chose a red domino piece with 3 dots on it for each of his 3 stores for the logo of the company. He planned to add a dot for each additional store, but as the business expanded speedily, he dropped the idea. In 1967, Domino's Pizza opened its first franchise location, and by the end of the 1970s, the company had expanded to 200 stores. As Domino's Pizza was rapidly flourishing, it created an unfair competition for the Amstar Corporation, the maker of Domino sugar. So in 1975, they filed a lawsuit against Domino's Pizza, alleging trademark infringement. The lawsuit took 5 years, and Domino's Pizza won in the end. By 1983, there were 1,000 Domino's stores, and the first international store was opened in Canada the same year. 2 years later, Domino's opened its first stores in UK and Japan. By the end of 1997, Domino's had opened its 1,500th international location. It was opening 7 stores a day across 5 continents on average. In 1989, Domino's exploding popularity resulted in a dangerous hostage situation. Before we tell the story, please support us with your likes and shares if you have enjoyed the video so far. When Domino's first went international in the mid-1980s, it was using the same menu with large-sized pizzas. While this was very popular in US, it was not so much desirable for some international markets. In Germany, for example, small individual pizzas were popular. However, with the Avoid the Noid ads, Domino's went even more famous.
Loves to make your hot pizza ice cold.
The Noid was a character dressed in a red rabbit suit who loved to cool pizzas down with his freeze gun, but he couldn't freeze Domino's.
Annoyed hates hot quality pizza.
Annoyed hates hot quality pizza. He likes to make your pizza ice cold. Call Domino's Pizza and avoid the Noid. These were the memorable first few seconds of the ad. The Noid became popular very soon. As part of the advertising campaign and a promise to deliver the pizzas in 30 minutes or less, a computer game was released in 1989 called Avoid the Noid. The object of the game was to deliver a pizza within a half-hour time limit to an apartment building swarming with Noids. However, the Noid's popularity led to a dangerous situation for two Atlanta employees of the Domino's. A man named Kenneth Lamar, Noid, held them hostage because he felt the ads were a personal attack on him. The 30 minutes or less policy that stated if the pizza was delivered over 30 minutes, it would be free, was revoked in 1993 in order to support Domino's drivers. A new policy was issued. If a customer was unhappy, they could have a new pizza or a refund. In 1989, Tom Monaghan stepped down as Domino's president for 2 years to devote himself to philanthropic work. He then had to return because the company was losing profitability during the time he was gone. In 1998, after 38 years of ownership, Domino's founder Tom Monaghan announced his retirement. He sold 93% of the company to Bain Capital Incorporation for about $1 billion and was no longer involved in day-to-day operations of the company. Throughout the years, Domino's started adding other items to its menu. The first items to be added were breadsticks and chicken wings. In the beginning, none of them got nearly as popular as the pizzas. But this changed in 2008 when Domino's launched a line of toasty oven-baked sandwiches and became one of the world's largest sandwich delivery restaurants. Today, Domino's menu is quite varied. In August 2012, Domino's Pizza changed their name to simply Domino's. They also introduced a new logo. The blue rectangle and text under the domino in the logo were removed. The formerly all-red domino turned into blue on one side with 2 dots and red on the other side with 1 dot. Domino's well-known logo shines on thousands of storefronts worldwide. Now that we've reached the end of the video, if you're craving food, be sure to watch our next video on how McDonald's was made.